Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica Pimentel and I'm a flight attendant for an airline in the United States. As you can see, I am in my car at the parking lot and at the airport ready to go inside and work a 3-day. Starting with my day one of just a one and done, so just one leg today and that's it. I'm going to Indianapolis from Miami and that's it. It is almost 8 p.m. right now. My sign-in is at like 8:10, so I gotta kind of hop on the bus and then get to the airport so I can sign in and be ready for my flight. So I will see you guys on the plane. All right, everybody, I know I am looking like a hot mess, but this trip has been pretty insane. So last time you saw me, I was in my car recording that I was about to start a 3-day with a one-leg day to Indianapolis. Well, that did not happen. So that flight got canceled. We ended up having to lay over in Miami, and then we were supposed to deadhead to Dallas from Miami and then work the flight to Burbank, California, okay? So what happened was, instead of me staying in Miami, I went back home to Fort Lauderdale, which is where I live. And I was like, I'm just gonna see if they can deadhead me out of Fort Lauderdale to Dallas instead of Miami to Dallas. So they did, they switched my deadhead to Fort Lauderdale, meaning I rode as a passenger to get to Dallas to then work the flight to Burbank, okay? So the rest of the crew flew Miami, Dallas. That flight was delayed like over 3 hours and they weren't gonna make it in time to work the flight to Burbank. But they still took off, and while they were flying, they recrewed like my trip and put like 3 reserves from DFW to work the flight that I was working from from Dallas to Burbank. There's just so many parts of this, right? So anyway, I just deadheaded from Fort Lauderdale to DFW, sat for 3 hours, and then worked DFW to Burbank with a whole standby crew from Dallas, okay? Now, tomorrow morning at 12:29-ish, or yeah, sometime around there, I am working the flight back from Burbank to DFW with my crew because they lay over in DFW tonight, where I'm here in Burbank, and they're laying over in DFW, and then they're deadheading on the first flight to Burbank to then work the flight back from Burbank to Dallas with me, and then we are all deadheading back to Miami, but I am going to try to get my deadhead switched to Fort Lauderdale. So that, my crew originally is really only working one leg tomorrow for a 3-day, and they deadheaded 4 times, whereas I worked 2 legs and deadheaded twice. So it's been interesting. And then the crew that I worked with right now, coming from DFW to Burbank, they are just deadheading on the flight in the morning and are done. So it's just like a crazy random trip. The night that my flight did get delayed, or canceled, sorry, the night that my flight got canceled, the very first flight that we had, we never had a captain. So we got canceled basically due to weather and due to not having a captain. So there was just like a whole thing. Anyway, the lighting here sucks and I look terrible, but I just wanted to come in here and talk about that quickly. I didn't record anything. Tomorrow I'm going to try to record some stuff and hopefully I will make a video out of this. So hopefully you guys can just get a little bit of glimpse of the crazies that's been happening this summer. And I'll see if I can record some of what happens tomorrow, and hopefully everything runs smoothly because it is go home day for me, and my boyfriend is just gonna pick me up at the airport. So, you know, love that princess treatment, and that is my favorite way to get home from the airport, is getting picked up. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, I will see you guys in the morning. All right, everybody, good morning. So just had about a 13-hour layover here in Burbank. Walked around the area for a couple miles. It was cool. I was on the phone with some friends. Now I'm getting back, heading down to go on my flight from here to DFW, and then I'm deadheading back home. So excited for that. Should be a quick and easy day, and I will see you guys when I get to the airplane. All right, everyone, I'm so sorry for how crazy this trip was and how poorly I showed it to you, but really it was hard to film everything when there were so many things going on all at once. The second that I changed my deadhead from Fort Lauderdale instead of Miami, I pretty much separated myself from the rest of the crew and ended up being alone for majority of this trip. And I had new flight attendants and not my original flight attendants that I had met on day one where the flight was canceled. So this was just kind of crazy every single day, and every single day I was kind of expecting the unexpected, and that's kind of what happened. So after the last video that you saw, I got to Dallas and then I just kind of went on my own. I separated from the crew again and took a separate deadhead to Fort Lauderdale like I had mentioned so my boyfriend could pick me up. So anyway, that's gonna end this video. This is a good representation of how crazy summer flying has been out of Miami International Airport, and I'm sure all throughout the United States. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all your support, and I will see you in the next one. Beijinhos, ciao ciao.